Hey, let me ask you a question. Do you recall your first character on Borderlands 2? I know I do. I picked Zero on PS3. If you still can, load up an old save file, then do me the favor and scroll over to the right side and check out them player challenges. Even if you deleted your very first character, the challenges you completed persist to this day. That was the nature of the bar system, an in-game system which kept a running total on all the bar points accumulated on your profile. And the reward for these challenges was by permanently increasing player stats with an incrementally less rewarding incentive known as badass tokens. That's right, this system's total score was shared for all characters. Now this is great. If you played 100 characters or more, all your hard work has a way of manifesting in-game. And honestly, that's so cool. Like, let's be real. Across the hundreds of hours I've put into this game, across all the years I've had it, I've probably gotten at least 150 points just from the Cult of the Vaults. Because in the back of my mind was the thought that the single point would be added to the pile of points and count for something. No matter how tediously small or difficult the challenge that you just did was. Open 50 containers, find the Cult of the Vault, kill 2,500 of a certain enemy type. Hell, 30 Jimmy Jenkins bots destroyed. Every point mattered and it was permanently tracked and never forgotten about. I miss that old bar system. The one in Borderlands 3 where the rewards were money, iridium, and maybe some other ones like XP, I'm not really sure. I don't know what Wonderlands had. I didn't even glance in that game's direction. Not to mention how confusing it is to need to navigate to the Galaxy menu just to access the player challenges, which then only has like 40 things to do, and then at the bottom it says Undiscovered? What does that even mean? I beat the game and I still feel like I've barely unlocked anything to do with player challenges. Like, is this seriously all the challenges in the entire game? What? Now let's think back to the way Borderlands 2 organizes its challenges for the player to discover what there is to do straight out of the gate. If I'm not mistaken, every challenge category and the number of challenges per category is visible as soon as you create your character. You may not see details for how to complete every challenge, but at least the number of challenges is never misleading. I can't say the same about Borderlands 3. All in all, this confusion of how the entire challenges system was set up is just one more reason why the game's replayability took a giant step backwards. Lastly, I would be remiss if I failed to mention that there was an amazing feature for challenges that I hardly ever see being discussed: challenge prestiging. But how does it work? Each character has a set of challenges associated with that individual account, regardless of playthrough. Once 85% of all general challenges are complete, the option to reset is given to the player. Now the player has a choice. Either you could choose to pursue the 100% completion, which I imagine only a handful of folks have ever done, or opt to reset and start earning more badass ranks. Now the option is available to the player whenever they choose to do so. In my opinion, there is no reason to ever stray away from this formula because it is such a winning formula. And I accredit to it part of the reason I have put so many hours into Borderlands 2, by far the game with the most of my time invested throughout the entire franchise. As a former lightweight trophy hunter, I can speak to the satisfaction of watching the boxes slowly get checked off for in-game challenges to complete. Borderlands 4, although has not been announced yet, absolutely needs to return to this format because, as the saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. One idea I would love to see, if brought back in Borderlands 4, is the idea of Cult of the Vaults, because that was such a great way to get people to explore some really out-of-the-way parts. That's about all of my gripes, though, so I'll end the video here. Y'all take care, and bye-bye.